Hey everyone, thank you for staying with us. We have some technical problem in the morning, so we're gonna skip the first program of watching the ITV short program. And so we will continue to the next section. So next week, we are so blessed that we will have a very good speaker from Zhanghua. She's going to give us a wonderful sharing. So if you look at the Qingsen aphorism, you will understand that only we work harmoniously with people, then our mission will be accomplished. And so we will skip the Master Zheng Yan's expectation about the ideal talents. And so if we look at the slide, they were telling us that Master Zheng Yan's expectation to us that on April 25th, Master Zheng Yan said that everyone, if we can do more translation in written translation or interpretation, then we'll have more people to understand about Ci Ji. And so far, we have over 300 volunteers doing the interpretation and translation. And the Japanese local volunteer, he said that because of the language difference, he may not understand Master Zheng Yan's teaching directly. But if he get familiar, continue to listen to Master Zheng Yan's teaching, in his next life, he will understand about the Master Zheng Yan's teaching. So now you can look at the slide. We would like to introduce all the team members on the interpretation. So today we will have English, Cantonese, Cambodia, Malay, and Taiwanese interpretation. Thank you for everyone's dedication and your devotion. And so this is the team member for Taiwanese interpretation. We are looking forward that we can increase the translation service for one more week. So if you know someone is capable for the Taiwanese interpretation, hopefully we have more volunteers on the Taiwanese translation. And actually, there's one more volunteer is going to join this group. So next time, maybe the earlier next year, we will have a new poster to introduce the new members. And now let's take a look at the feedback that we received from our team member. This feedback was written after we have the dialogue section with Master Zheng Yan on October 21st. Yang Huiying, she says that when we have the meeting with Master Zheng Yan say, this group has a very great so very, very her topic is the power of the blessing is the most motivation to move ahead. So when Master Zheng Yan said that you guys has a very high publicity, and everyone was smiling, everyone was happy and have the smiling. And like Xu Kaixuan, she said that when we have the dialogue section with Master Zheng Yan, and we are very happy, and because Master Zheng Yan expected that we can working on to write down a book to tell everyone the story of online study group. So during a light day, Xu Kaixuan and the team, we show a mind map to Master Zheng Yan. And Yang Huiying, she said that because everyone's sharing was wonderful, and they felt like they were very small, and they look like even they are very small, like the shimmer, but by the accumulation, we are still good enough to light up the night day.
慧云说的凯旋哈，那凯旋他是近期才加入我们的，所以呢，他说
And then look at the feedback on the Xu Kaixuan. She is one of our editors of the speaker's poster. Actually, she is very new in the group. She said that because she had to look after the elder in the family, so she couldn't come to Kaohsiung with the speaker, who is also a Tzu Chi hospital doctor. So at that day, she can only watch the online. And actually, she was really touched for the whole entire program. And then he wrote feedback, and knowing she is capable on the writing, so we invite her to join the edit group. And her first poster that she edited was Dr. Lin Yichao from Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital. And she was really happy to join this group. And during the dialogue section with the Master Zhen Yan, everyone actually was very happy, and there's a lot of laughter. And she noticed that this group actually is very unique. We are the group who doing the things seriously. And we have the same goal, so we can share the laugh, we can share the tears, we can share the stories, we encourage and inspiring each other. So she really enjoyed to be the team member of the online study group. So if we work as a teamwork it will be eternal. But if we work individually, it is impermanent. So now from the slide, you can see there's team members of the written translation. We have a Laos language in written translation, and then we're very happy that we have a Turkish language in written translations. So if you look at the slide on the left side, it says so those people who with passion actually can be very blessed, because he can devote it and he can be enjoying doing things. Recently, every Tzu Chi volunteer in Kaohsiung actually was very busy, because we are busy to do the rehearsal of the Sutra Lotus musical performance. But even though we still work very hard to do the things that we have to do. And now you can see the feedback that we received the last week. So you are more than welcome to give us a positive feedback. And your positive feedback actually was the most motivation and the inspiration for us to move ahead. Especially today, later on, we will have Wang Benrong. He is our CEO education mission of Tzu Chi. So we have the feedback from Malaysia, and and the readers say that even she was in the quarantine because of the COVID-19 pandemic, she can only watch the rerun. And we can see the feedback on the Lu Meiyun, who was talking about the grand opening ceremony on the Qingsen Hall in Brisbane, Australia. And actually, we will have volunteers coming to Kaohsiung in the near future. And in January 4th, we also will have team members from United States. They are our team members of the Kitchen Fraser Hongkai, brother Hongkai, and his wife. So it's a great opportunity. And we can see feedbacks from Canada. The Qingsen in Australia is a great place to spread love and inspire more people to join Tzu Chi to work on the Bodhisattva path together. And it's a beautiful and solemn Qingsen. And there's another feedback about Lu Meiyun. And volunteer Fu Rong, she said that they appreciate brother Qiming and sister Shufen's sharing. And also had a feedback on the sharing of Kaohsiung Fengshan Ruixing community. They really work very hard to promote a vegetarian diet. They seize every moment to do the good deed. And like Yang Yun from mainland China, she appreciates and admires the elder environmental protection volunteers. Even they are in the very old age, but they still devoted themselves to doing the recycling work. And we had a feedback on the sister Shui Jing. She is in the United States. She is our team member of the Catching Phrase. She always likes to take the responsibility and to like to challenging herself. And she is aggressive to do her job well. And then we have the feedback on the deputy CEO in Malaysia, brother Chen Jiali. Right now, actually, he is in the Nepal. So the readers' feedback, they say, we really appreciate that those volunteers who work really hard in the Nepal to do the good deed, to repay Buddha's grace to everyone. And hopefully that we can transform their life. So when I summarize all the feedback that we received from the readers, we send those feedback to Chen Jilian. He was really impressed. So not only we talk, but we also take it into the action. So thank you for those feedback from America, Canada, mainland China, Malaysia, and Japan, and all over the world. Thank you for your feedback. And we also had a feedback from YouTube. So like Effie from Malaysia, she said that a beautiful and serene building in Brisbane, grateful to Lu Meiyun's and teaching. And very close to Master Zheng Yan's teaching, inspire us with the young generation who are enthusiastic, very aggressive, and to join Tzu Chi. This is very inspiring. And we also have the feedback from YouTube. So it's a positive feedback on Wei's sharing. And this is the young volunteer. And he was in Brisbane before, so he can really understand all the difficulties and all the challenges those volunteers are received when they build the Qingsen Hall. And now we can see from the screen, we can see the picture drawn by the Elizabeth from Rangxingyi from Malaysia. And now we're going to call out to Atlanta, Georgia in the United States. This couple is a very diligent couple. So let's take a look the videos to see Tzu Ji's effort. So you can see this is the young volunteer. Tzu Ji is a young Tzu Ji volunteer. They devoted themselves to doing the environmental protection in the campus. Also promote the vegetarian diet. So if you look at the name of Sun Jiali, he is our documentary volunteer. Actually, he is also our CEO in Atlanta. And not only for the young generation, the next video will show you that they even went to the nursing home in the neighborhood. They entertain the elders. So they seized every moment to benefit of the people in need. So 3 generations now gathering together to make everyone feel they were young. So this is a 93 years old man. Even he is old on his age, but actually his heart is pretty young. So you can see that Tzu Ji volunteers everywhere. Our love is everywhere. It's very inspiring. And in Kaohsiung Jingsi Hall, we also a whole bunch of elders people from the daycare center. Today they were in the Jingsi Hall. Let's give them a big hand. And today the sharing from the speaker actually was giving a topic of a home away from home. So let's take a look for the video first. And actually, Tzu Ji Atlanta, USA actually was established for 26 years, and they upgraded from a liaison office to a large chapter. And 4 years ago, the local volunteer just finished the chapter. So this video is telling us about the grand opening ceremony in the Atlanta chapter. The speaker is the CEO of Atlanta, obviously. He said that without the people's support, we probably couldn't complete this branch office. And right now, the speaker is the Deborah. She is the CEO of USA. So there are many touch love stories. So the speaker, Zhou Zhiming, he said, I can help my clients to buy the different buildings. And but you may only have the ones to help Tzu Ji to find a proper place to build the chapter. Yeah, like right now the speaker Chen Junhao, he is the architect, also is an interior designer. Actually, he fulfilled his diseased mother to make her dream come true. So he also do the contribution. Even actually, he was diagnosed with a cancer disease. He still work very hard. It's a new home for everyone, and it's a new blessing for everyone. So hopefully that we can recruit more volunteers. So Tzu Ji volunteers are very blessed. Wherever you go, they are always a home for us. And because we all have a spiritual home in our mind, in our heart. And today we are going to welcome Sun Jiali and Chueh Meiqing. this couple is going to give us a wonderful sharing. So let's say the password and welcome name. So I'd like to share with you because you have positive energy. Okay, hi. Good day. You may start to give us your sharing, and also share your PowerPoint. So a home away from home. We can hear you, but we couldn't see your PowerPoint. Actually, we are recommended by Fangwen in Texas. So Sister Fangwen actually is the coordinator to put these two things together. Okay. Okay. Now you can start to do your sharing. All right. Okay, go ahead. Okay, good day, everyone. Sisters and brothers, good day. We feel very blessed and we are happy that we have this opportunity. We are going to share a story about our new home in Atlanta. Well, as a Tzu Chi volunteer, we all have a spiritual home, which is Qingsen abode in Hualien, Taiwan. And all the Tzu Chi volunteer in Atlanta, we have thought for a permanent local home so that we can carry out the Tzu Chi mission and pass on Qingsen lineage. And then our dream actually come true on September 24th this year. And the grand opening ceremony was on September 24th. And if we look back the journey from purchasing the building to do the renovation, actually we received so many difficulties. And it took us 2 years to find a suitable building, and then another 2 years to plan and complete the construction, and then another 2 years for renovation and decoration. So we received many challenges. So I'm going to give us a few milestones. So in the 2018, we find a place, and then brother Ji Mu and the brother Ji En from Texas branch office, they came here to do the evaluation. And then the following month, there are 10 volunteers from Atlanta. They went back to Taiwan to meet Master Zheng in person in Taipei, and they make the wall. And then the next year, and a volunteer Chen Jihao, he is the architect, so he make the report to Master Zheng to tell Master Zheng about our procedure, the process of doing the renovation. And because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have to stop the project. And in January 22nd, the contractor section was finally complete. And our Tzu Chi volunteers take over to do the interior decoration. So let's take a look and see the PowerPoint. We make the DIY, and we make the furniture by ourselves. We also complete the Tzu Chi academy school. So most of the job actually was made by Tzu Chi volunteer together. And Chen Jihao, also as the interior designer, he helped us a lot. And this is the Qingsen bookstore. And the most important thing is in the Gan'en Hall, we have some posters in the middle. In the middle, you can see is a poster of our spiritual home of Hualien, Taipei. With this picture, make us feel like actually we bond together and get closer to Master Zhen. We finally had our home. 4 years ago, it was an empty building. Right now, it's a beautiful and solemn permanent home, a chapter in Atlanta for USA. I'm really grateful for everything that contributed by many people. And we did a fundraising, not only for the building project, but also the new project for the new chapter. So next, I'm going to give the microphone to my wife, Meiqing. She is going to share the fundraising campaign. So good day, everyone. During the fundraising campaign, I appreciate for many people's contribution. There are some touching stories. First of all, just like earlier when you watched the video, brother Zhou Zhiming, he is in the real estate business, and he helped us to buy the chapter. And he also finished 6 honorary board members for his family. He even moved to nearby of the branch office so that he can send their children to Tzu Chi Academy School. Second of all, one long-time Christian donor, regardless of his religion, he support the renovation project and also become an honorary board member. Third of all, there was a member who was donating money for years. And one day he told me that my children are very rich already. I don't need to leave any money to them. So I'm willing to make my children become honorary board members. And fourth of all, there's another friend from California, USA, sent me a 6-digit US dollar check. And he said, seeing that you work so hard to do the public welfare, I hope I can help you a little bit so you don't need to feel distressed about the fund for the project. So after we moved to the new branch office, in addition to the existing TC Tzu Chi school, we increased the new project. Like in April, we have the young class. We also has a program for the cooking class. We also teach the young to be grateful. We also have the speaking class. And our speaker actually was from the young group. We teach them how to be competitive in the society. We also have the different class to help them to move on. And we also have the cooking class to teach them how to make a good vegetarian diet. So this was in April. All the speakers actually was come from the very famous chef in the restaurant. And everyone, most of the people, they like their cooking skill and delicious diet. So the new program actually will benefit many people. So if you look at the picture, you can see we also have the line dance, a yoga class for all the people in the neighborhood. And you can see the training program to make a good vegetarian. And this is a public speaking class. Was established in April. And then you can see the green chef event is also for the young class. Was also established in April. And this program actually was set up for the toddler for 2 to 4 years old. So we have the more interaction for the children and the parents. This was established in May. So, and it is very popular. So if we would look in the future, we hope that through the new program, and we can have more people, and we can include more people to join Tzu Ji. So because we are pressed for the time, so brother, you can spend 1 minute to make the conclusion. I'm really grateful for the new chapter. We also learned many things from the new chapter. We also learned that whenever we feel weak or hesitate, we thought about the Master Zheng Yan's teaching, and then it will arise the confidence and the perseverance and the courage. And we will never forget the vow that we made to Master Zheng Yan. We will carry Tzu Ji mission to serve our community, our neighborhood, to cultivate the field of the blessing. We also will pass on Qingsen Dharma lineage by starting Dharma teaching to cultivate our own fields of the wisdom. So thank you very much for your wonderful sharing. Last week, actually, your daughter, Meiling, in Dali, she noticed that there was a new chapter in Brisbane, Australia. So she gave us a very long article about the feedback. And she also mentioned about you guys work really hard for the chapter in Atlanta. So Meiling, Sister Meiling actually already talked about many things about your dedication. We also grateful that the Sister Fang Wen from Texas, she recommended that we should invite you to give us this sharing. That is the affinity that we put things together and have you here to give us the wonderful sharing. When they give us a sharing about the new chapter, you may be very impressed about that. There's a new program of English chapter. There was a total time, a total class. So you will be very impressed that in this place you can bring your children for 2 to 4 years old come here, and the parents can join the interaction. So to bond to each other. It's the most impressive things that I have learned. So we have the instant feedback from Yunnan. I believe that after you listen this sharing, I think you will have a lot of feedback. It's really inspiring. And the Tzu Chi volunteers in America, even they were in the foreign country, it's far away from the spiritual home, but they always carry Master Zheng Yan's teaching and pass on the Jing Si Dharma lineage. Thank you again for your sharing. So if you have the touching point that you would like to share, please give us your positive feedback. So if you have the feedback on Jiali师兄 and Meiying's sister, please give us your sharing. Thank you. So we're looking for your next sharing. Now, next we're going to move on our next sections.
Okay. There are the feedbacks from the online positive feedbacks.
暖暖清晨不再寒，教育大家王本荣，屏幕面前静等待。对我们的王本荣执行长以及我们的六秀师。
Okay, this is the feedback on Facebook and YouTube.
因为人在台湾，所以
and the message from German.
非常感恩，请大家呢耐心的等候，一定要坚持到最后。泰国的警署问候大家好，江林琴在金门，谢谢。
The message from Thailand, Jingshu, and I'd like to be with you in on Wednesday study group, and because all of you have positive energy. And happy to see a 93 years old volunteers here in Atlanta. And a lot of positive and positive feedbacks, so that encourage us a lot. The message from Canada. So we'd like to see all of your message everywhere. Okay, here is the fundraising for Love Lotus. Until now, let's give us a big hand. Thanks a lot. And this, okay, these are the products from our bookstore. And this weekend we have a very important show in Kaohsiung Arena. There is no online, so you have to be there. But if you cannot, if you're not able to participate in this show, you can get you can go to our branch in different branch. So you can go there and watch the show together. And if you are in Taiwan, you definitely come with us, get the tickets. And you must come and join us. This is a very incredible, a lot of. everyone did a good work and hard work, and it really touches me that when I see everyone that everyone rehearsing, even we are not we still practice very hard, and even that we are not in the time yet, but everyone is wants to show their best. So I got to tell you that everyone have to come and join us. If you don't have the tickets to the main court, you must go to the community branch to see. But if you have the tickets but you are not able to go, please share to the others. Okay. This is the let's take a look these positive feedbacks and effect from November 2nd. These are the students of Institute of Religion and Humanities, and the first one is Sister Cai Li Rong, and she says that she was very happy to be a student in this Institute of Religion and Humanities. She is appreciate our professor and director Lin Daqin, who enrich our lives from study, our own experience, as well as those of the others. And I'm glad that there are so many talents in this institute. From Wednesday online study group, I noticed that many of our students are also the excellent talents, and they are willing to take responsibilities. I'm so proud of them. And we associate with the public capable of working with people in diverse fields and realize the impact of religion practice. And our professor and director Lin Daqin, he lead us with love and follow his original intention. And another feedback from brother Wang Yaoming. And he is also the graduate student in religion and humanities. And many people question him that why do you have such courage to study in this old age? But he says that there are 11 freshmen graduate students. The oldest one is 70 years old, so that is never too late. And Brother Wang Yaoming says that he feels the infinity is incredible, and he never thought about going back to school to be a student again. So, but he seems like infinity pulling him again and again, and he decided to fill the application form and register the course after he heard the director Lin Daqin sharing on Wednesday study group. And Sister Lin Meiyun, she is 70 years old now, and she once she knows the institute director Lin Daqin and others classmates come to the main core of Kaohsiung study group to recruit more people join us. and she was happy and must attend. So she loved to study with everyone in this institute. The experienced teacher and active classmate, they learn and share together like a family. Yeah, if you are looking for a beautiful place, come and join us. So this is a place that you are looking for. Sister Chen Shuwei, she is the principal of Ciji Academy in Chicago, and she said that Qingsen aphorisms are such a treasure. Every single word and phrases are the blessing from Master Zhen Yan, and she always keep them as a family heirloom. Thanks, Qingsen Dharma lineage is a path of diligent practice, and Ciji school is the way of Bodhisattva in the world. And in Chicago, in the Ciji Academy in Chicago, and we pass on the Dharma ascends through the 4 great bowls. And we know that how important the humanistic culture to our young kids. So thanks, Teacher Meiyun gave me the opportunity to involve study group and participate translation, written team and interpreters. And here comes the new section, the guide reading team.
So let's have a Qingsen as a guiding reader today, and Venerable Master Zhen Yan and the masters and all the volunteers online. Good day. I am Qingsen. Dharma name is Qingsen. And today I'm gonna be sharing with you the part of the Master Zhen Yan's footprint from February, and what is the most beautiful thing in the world is the light of the fireflies that may also shine the world. And in Ciji, over 50 years, and we begin from nothing, like a house of wax, to a big scale like now in the world. And I have no idea like how many people have been saved. And let's take a look at the video. And we just pave the map with the sand, and we created a boulder with the stones, and we just pointed out all the spots with leaf flowers. This is really adorable, and we see that the wisdom really conquers everything in the world. In Mozambique, we have so many local volunteers here all over Mozambique, and Master Zhen Yan is really glad that every volunteer in Mozambique is just like a firefly that shines the Africa. And I also like to tell you that Buddhism is a way teaching sentient beings in the chaotic world into pure beings. And the local volunteers in Mozambique, of course, they are poor, but they carry a carefree mind. And they don't have anything. They just need trees to sit under, and they just need a land to sit on. And when we see them so carefree, then we feel very happy. And we have a Danish Thai that brings the Buddha's teaching to Mozambique. And as we know, we also have Paul, who was my topic 6 months ago, like invited more than 1,700 volunteers doing their like efforts in the Da'ai farm. And let's take a video about this. And we just do the teamwork there. And because of a pandemic, and we have to dispatch people, human laborers into different groups so that everybody can have something to do. And we take turns taking care of the farm here. And this is a selfish love. And I don't think that we have too many people that are willing to help, but we still do something, and we do whatever we can, like dispatch like a food. And how can we turn over people's life in Africa? And I am sure it is gradually happening in Africa. Thank you. In Africa, before we brought Buddha's teaching there, and actually people were pretty indifferent. They don't care about others. And we try our best to turn this concept over into caring a lot of people, caring about others. And one more volunteer who is named Soas, and he was also indifferent. But now he turned himself into a volunteer that really takes care of others. And let's also take a look at this video. And I am totally changed. In the past, I never cared about anything irrelevant to myself. I just do whatever I wanted. In the rain, we see young volunteers helping children, like doing a repair job to their shabby houses. Soas is one of them. And in the disaster, my home was also destroyed. And I witnessed that my granny was also like injured on her back. And so I just got to know like Tzu Chi volunteers during the Hurricane Idai, and he decided to participate in the team. And I know that Mozambique is far away, from Taiwan, but Taiwanese people really wanted to help us, right? And we witnessed everything there. Therefore, I vow to learn whatever I can. I just want to help people, and I want to let people know what's going on in Mozambique. And so us is the volunteer that we knew when we went to Mozambique. And we did a project like a cash for work. And gradually, he accepted Buddha's teaching. And now he can just do whatever he can to people who even he doesn't know. And he is happy doing so. And now he is our documentary volunteer, learning to take photos and record what's going on. And and he is doing so much, right? And he also donated all the money that he earned under our project Cash for Work. And he wanted just to save the money and buy enough bricks to build a steady home for others. And one more other example in like a similar way, and we have somebody named Kenya, and he said that Tzu Chi volunteers are all the angels sent by the Buddhas to help us. And let's also take a look at this video. And Tzu volunteers for me are just like angels dispatched by the God. And he killed his own granny and his own child. And he also planned to kill his wife. But luckily his wife escaped and he was sent in prison for more than 80 years. And we just couldn't allow this happen in our community. Therefore, we just never accepted him. And Tzu volunteers witnessed this. Therefore, we try our best to give love, because there's nobody we don't forgive. Therefore, everybody try to love this guy, Kenya, and try to help him. Thank you. Master Zheng Yan teaches us that there's nobody we can forgive in the world. And Tzu volunteers are always doing this. And I think when others see somebody who tried to kill his family members, must be shot, must be punished, must be sentenced to death or something. However, Master Zheng Yan teaches us that we have to forgive such people because they may change. And then now it is true. You see, this volunteer in Africa now learns to take care of others. And we know that, Master Zheng Yan is right. And we turn any impossibilities into possibilities. We turn people into useful sources. And we make people into great use, right? Okay. And this is what Master Zheng Yan teaches us. So, she also preaches that if we walk on the Bodhisattva path, what do we need? We need a heart, and we need vows, and we need you to really put this into action. There's one more video for you here. Working on the Bodhisattva path. Why? Why do we do this? Because we have people suffering in the world. So if you are willing to do so, if you vow to do so, if you want to do so, then you have the time and the chance to do it. And for those who don't have even the ability to survive, and they are the aims for us to help out. And actually, people who don't have the ability to even survive are the power for us, because we have to say thank you for them. They give us a chance that we can help them. So we have to know that we have to say thank you to people who we help. So I say, this is my topic today. So we have to carry the gratitude toward one another. Thank you for growing up together. And every time when we are doing a guided reading, and through the guiding readers, and we can just learn something through their presentation and their short films that record all the beauty in the world. So I have to say that we don't have the influence, it's okay, but we have to carry out the influence, but we don't have the right. This is no problem. And actually, we are impressed about all the volunteers introduced in the fields, right? And as Master Zheng Yan said, that we don't forgive, we don't abandon anybody, because everybody has everybody has a possibility to be changed. And thank you. And we have a Su Jihui from Thailand, and he says that Sun Jiali and Chueh Meiqing got a wonderful sharing, and they spent 4 years building their branches in Atlanta. And it shows the harmonious efforts among all the volunteers. This is so adorable. See, we are not there in Atlanta, but after their presentation from Meiqing and Jiali, and we also witnessed such a beautiful truth, right? Okay, so after our lecturers finish their presentation, and why don't you just give us a positive feedback so that I can just share your opinions with everyone online. And we have a Guobao, okay, and we also have a Hong Kai from the US, right? And you are very welcome to come back here. And he is with his wife Angela. And we have Zhen Yu in Zhanghua saying hello. And we have Chueh Meiqing in Jiali. And they all say that this is a wonderful presentation by Sun Jiali in Atlanta. And through English translation, and we have a volunteer says that she learns very much from us, right? And we also see one more volunteer saying that Meili was like a team leader, and Lin Meili just studied in Hualien, and she says this is kind of wonderful chance, right? And Jinsu says this is a wonderful presentation. Okay, and Dai Qingsen really introduced kind of great stories for us, right? So that we can just walk on the Bodhisattva path really steadfastly. And Guanxin in Canada says that this is kind of a great love if we really know to care about people. And of course, like we take on responsibilities, of course, right? And this is kind of beautiful world there. And we have a Siji in Beijing saying that this is kind of a wonderful presentation because like Dai Qingsen prepares a lot of like a film for us, right? And so we learn full of the Dharma right there. So if you really love all the presentations, please like us and send us your opinions, right? And leave us some words so that I can share the words to others, right? And let's say you don't have to be really special to start, okay? But you really have to start so that you can be a perfect person, right? Okay. And we really hope that we are in a carefree world. So please trust yourself because you are wonderful. Okay. And now let's go to the catchy phrase part, right? And who just did this catchy phrase last week? So let's go now.
Okay, here comes the recap and the catching phrase. Okay, Brisbane, Australia brother Lu Meiyun shaping Ciji building and bring function and humanity together. Teenagers got great inheritance of wisdom and kindness. And yeah. And previous CEO, Sister Li Huimiao introduced the New Year celebration in Qingse Bo, and Master can encourage us to listen and watch with our mind. And USA Sister Shui Jin is willing to take responsibilities. She absorbed positive energy and spread a good spirit. And she accumulates into many stories that spread Dharma all over the world. Malaysia Vice CEO Chen Jilian appreciate the payback Buddha's blessing and put into belief, vows, and actions. And Brother Hong Kai will come next week. Okay, he will come and with these spring couplets. So he will come next Wednesday. So next week, next Wednesday you can come to the main core with us and join us. And Brother Hong Kai's wife, she is also the written team member. And she's very good at writing. So Brisbane, Australia, brother Lu Meiyun, and this is the sister Li Meiyun introduced the New Year celebration in Qingse Bo. And decoration and flowers also spread good Dharma and purify people's mind. And Kaohsiung Racing works hard for communities. Little light accumulate and multiply into big power. USA Suijing is willing to take responsibility. She absorbs positive energy and spread a good spirit. Okay, thanks for all the catching phrase team. Let's give them a big hand. They are very good and excellent. So every time when I'm reading this catching phrase, I was so touched. And Sister Sui Jing, she is also our writing editor now.
不要看瑞欣师姐上个礼拜来，你有没有发现他们几乎不敢拿麦克风的人，结果他上来讲的真的是很紧张，可是他们回响却很大。所以人可以没有权利，但要有。
And we don't need to have power or right, but we could have an influential effect. And because I always do a very limited but today we welcome program Lin Daqin from the ITV. He is the chief at the program production department from the ITV. And he's always talk on the Tzu Chi annual review program. And you will be, if you listen to the annual program of review of Tzu Chi, you will be able to you will be very familiar with his voice. And he will do a gross review of Tzu Chi review for the past year. And he is very good at storytelling. Even he is from Hualien, and now is a high definition era. And in the ITV, we established a studio of high definition production. And in Hualien, I appreciate that we work together, and all the volunteers and the staff from all four missions of Tzu Chi. We all work very hard together. And please remember how he looks in 7 years ago, and now today you will be able to see him, and let's take a look whether he has changed or not. And he always and we appreciate that the interpretation team on the second floor today, they are on the second floor of Jingsi Hall today to do the interpretation work. And also, and this is from the lightning technicians. They are from Taipei, and this news is from year 7 years ago. And I love to be with you because you have positive energy. Hello, Brother Daqin. Do you think that he looks like when he was in 2015? We feel that you look still the same as you were in year 2015. Hi. Hi, you show up a little later because you want us to anticipate your show up. Thank you. Thank you for thank you. You were so great at shooting video, and so I look younger, 7 years younger than I appear on screen. Hi, everyone from all over the world. And good morning. Safeguard. I'm responsible for safeguarding the health with love. And this program is reporting its documentary. It's doing the documentary of our city medical mission. And let's go to the next page. We have QR code, and that's on the left is the ITV, and you will be able to see our program, safeguarding the health with stuff, with the left QR code. And you will be able to see every single episode of our program. And we also cut into a shorter sections on YouTube, because nowadays people are used to don't have so much time to view the whole 24 minutes program. You will be able to see the shorter version of like 4 minutes on YouTube. And you can scan on the QR code to be able to connect with us, to watch us. You are still on the first page. We won't be able to catch up with you because you continue talking, but your PowerPoint page is still on the first page. We in safeguarding the health with love, we respect human. We would in this program we're focusing on not focusing on treating the illness, but we're focusing on how we treat the patients. All our nurses, team of nurses and the doctors and our volunteers, how they work together very hard to make the patients feel warm and feel like at home, and treat them like family members of our own. So this year, we put together all these stories about these patients. Buddha says that the most suffering in our life is the illness and the disease. And today, and I chose the birth and the age and the illness and the death, all the challenges, 4 biggest challenges in life. And today, the first stories is a pregnant lady who is affected with COVID-19, and even when her COVID-19 was infection was very severe, and she was her baby was premature and was in the baby pediatric ICU. And today we are going to show how the doctor struggle And let's take a look at the video to record how the doctors reacted to this when they are offering the treatment to this pregnant lady who was infected with COVID-19. And all the experts had told me that we have to tell the patient that she needs intubation. And when we have a conference with her, we offer her all the experts' view about how her condition is, and she is better to have intubation. And also when she needs a C-section, and she would be, after the C-section, she will be put into the intensive care unit, and her baby will be put into the pediatric intensive care unit. But the family member didn't agree to the intubation, and I was shocked, and I was so I didn't know what to do, because the family refused our suggestion. So we make so much effort, but was refused by the family. Please talk to record your voice to talk to your baby. Dear baby, when you come out, I couldn't hold you in my heart, and I hope that you will be healthy. We've seen the reaction from the doctor. We know that the doctor was burst into tears because he was so anxious about the condition of the patients. But the doctor was was very stressful because the doctor wanted to save this patient, but it's hard for them to explain how anxious the doctors is, because they are afraid that the family member does not understand how severe the condition is, and the aging. When we grow old, and how do we grow older and also at the same time grow wisdom? And in Darling City Hospital, Dr. Chow, everybody call him Papa Chow, and he always show us set a good example to us, because he's accompanying his mother who's suffer from dementia. In Taiwan, 5 out of 1 person that are older than 80 years old are suffering from dementia. So this video is about the dementia. The first, my mother, she always failed, and she always got lost, and I always got the notice from a police station that my mother got lost, and she forgot after she cooked, she forgot to turn off the stuff, and she poops on the bed, and she had she had the feces she put feces into the my washing machine, and you cannot argue with her, because she would lose her patience and she will be angry, and we have to work hard to win this battle. And Dr. Chow share with me how to communicate with my mom, and mom would like me. And we endeavor will help us. The endeavor will help us to win this battle. And we appreciate Dr. Chow. And Dr. Chow, seeing this song, endeavor will help us to win this battle. And although he is not very good at singing, but he is very sincere. You can feel the sincerity. The elder people who are suffering from dementia, they will be able to feel your sincerity. If you don't if you don't show in the video, it's very hard to see and learn how to deal with our own family members who suffering from dementia and suffering from the illness. Hi, I'm a city volunteer. We got this case. We went home visit. And when that's during that time, they were in canteen, and they lived in the tin sheeted house in canteen, and the mother's there's a son, little son, who's have the polio. And he's also blind, and he cannot go out to have a physical therapy because it's hard for him to go out. And we found a place for them to stay, and city also offer them renting. And we take them to outpatient center to see doctor. And it's very far away from where they stay. And Dr. Jiali suggested to offer him a surgical treatment. And the mother appreciate that the volunteer, they all have their family to take care, and they all have to work, but they spend time to help my family. Hello, mother, come here. Tomorrow we are going to let him have surgery, and we are going to cut the third lumbar vertebrae segment, and we are going to somehow straighten his hunchback, and that's help him to straighten his hunchback, and that has straightened his hunchback. That's the first priority that we have to do. The help, the assistance from the doctor, the assistant of the doctor are the city volunteer. City volunteer are the very strong supporting power for our city medical system. And our volunteer have to go to pay home visit to patients, and also need to 3 of them have to go to take the patient to the hospital for several times. And when the family member of the patient feel the patients from the doctor, it would really calm or ensure the family member's mind down, and you feel the care from the doctor, and this the care from the doctor is over a prolonged time. It's not just 1 or 2 times. So And the gentle care from the Dr. Jian, he is so gentle and he's very patient to the family member and the patients. And all of us, we are going to face death. And let's take a look at this video. It's in 花莲米站。We passed through Zhongxin Bridge. We are passing through. We arrived. We arrived at home. Everyone came back home. It's just like a new year, celebrating New Year. We are home. We are going to get off from the car. Of course, we hope that when our patients are still conscious, we hope that we could accomplish this dream fulfillment when they are still conscious. But sometimes it's out of our control. I'm talking to you. I'm very happy. My husband came home. Thank you for your help. And the grandma and grandpa, they have very strong bonding between them. The grandpa loves his wife very much. Hello. Hello, sister-in-law. Thank you. The fulfillment of the dream. This is very touching. Thank you. Dad, hold my hand. I want to be able to see the video. At the final stage of the life, is not only the struggle for the patients, it's also a struggle for the family members. When we fulfill the dream of the patients and the patients' family members, and there's they won't have regrets. When we are born in this world, our parents are happy and they have a smile on their face. And when we grow old, we might not be able to recall our past. When we are ill, it's very hard for us to say goodbye to our family members and friends. And when we are facing the death, we need to have a warm attitude. And today, this year, our Dr. Xu Yongxiang from Department of Pathology, he was a professor at Department of Pathology at Tzu Medical School. After I got ill, I felt that all I've done were not in vain. And my surgery and chemotherapy were all done by my students. They value people's life more than money. They treated their patients with love. What I've taught my students, they all carry on the spirit. I feel satisfied. and very content. I believe that Professor Yongxiang has planted the seed of goodness and kindness in the heart of these students from City Medical School. This is at the Memorial Hall after the. I appreciate the family of Professor Xu Yongxiang. Thank you for accomplishing his final vow, and Dr. Xu, Professor Xu, he was like column of our supporting column in our City Medical School. My dad, when he came home, he seldom talk much, but he always bring home the power of calmness. And my impression of my dad is he's always reading or watching baseball game when he's home. And after he passed away in this memorial service, I finally, after I listened to all the sharing from his colleagues and his students, I finally realized how much my dad has done. Every time we have the competition, Professor Xu always as a very great leader. I'm very honored to be his student. He always say that he is the expert in the field. And if you have a light one day, you need to study. If you have something to eat, you need to share with others to help others. I hope that he have a great journey in his next life. Dr. Xu Yongxiang, he accomplished 342 cases of gross anatomy. Professor Xu Yongxiang accomplished 859 section of conference. Sometimes when you see the video, you don't have to say much. When you see so many students, they assemble at the gross anatomy, and all the people, all the people who carry the coffin of Professor Xu, and you will be able to see that all of them are his students, and so many students they line up to say goodbye to in front of the memorial hall to say goodbye to Professor Xu, and as you'll be you don't need to say anything. You understand that so many people respect Professor Xu, and Master Chen Yan taught us, encourage us to evaluate our life. This is how we see that Professor Xu, his life value is so valuable that so many people feel very sad about his past, and respect what he has contribute to our medical field in the medical hospital. And thank you, Daqin. Thank you for sharing this. And from Beijing Yao Jing, thank you for sharing with this very meaningful video. And we see that we need to be patient to accompany the cases that the underprivileged people that we help. We need to be patient with them. And Jiali, the daughter of Dr. Jian returned, and she also showed up and in the video. She is the medical school student now in the medical hospital. She and the second person we are going to get connected with our Tzu volunteer from overseas. From Australia, from Europe, the city volunteer from Europe, they are conducting the sharing and how they help the Ukrainian.
So we have to search all the comment and chants that Sister Shuwei, she came to our site to come to Kaohsiung, so she will share her story with us. And also, as you can see from the videos, that is the program in the past. And it is the Tzu volunteer from German, Brother Fan and Sister Chen. They went to Fandigang and talked to the. And you can see on the story, Sister Meiqing from Italy. She's also one of our members. And before we went to Poland, actually we've already seen Sister Shuwei went to other country in Europe, like Republic of Serbia, and what they've done in those countries. Look, you can see those children, they cherish what we gave them. And I also share the stories with in other activities. And you can see on this video, this is a distribution in Poland, and they play the song. And as you can see, all the children, they danced at that time. They were so happy. And not only we need all the members or faculties from our Tzu-Chi-Da-I-TV, but also we need the volunteers, our volunteers doing all the videos, doing the videos and doing the record recording things, and to share, and we can have those beautiful countries. And actually, Sister Shuwei, she's also one of the our volunteers who is doing the record, or who is also writing the stories with us. So all the what she gave us the PowerPoint, and then her writings were so, she also used a lot of beautiful words. And as you can see on the video right now, this is the chair, this is the chairman on of the city, and they get the positive feedback from the city government. And also, Sister Shuwei, she really did a lot at that moment at the Poland. As you can see, those two mothers, they brought the list, came to the scene, came to the location there. And Sister Shuwei, she did a lot of connections and connecting things and to help all those suffering people. Let's welcome Sister Shuwei Chen. And last time she told us that last time she came to study online group with the Poland volunteers. I've already invited her to be here again. So last time we're so grateful that people came here and to meet Master Zhen Yan, and so we can have the opportunity to hear their sharing on the end of October. Because last time also that actually they plan to left on the Tuesday, but they knew that there is the study online group on Wednesday, so they changed their schedule to stay for one more days to come to study online group and then did the sharing with us. And I believe that, and they can do that is because of the Sister Shuwei. She did a lot, and she like invite all the volunteers to stay for one more day. Let's hear the sharing of Sister Shuwei Chen. Hello everyone on a study group online, and I was so appreciate that. I feel honored that I was very honored that I'm the first one who was called by Master Zhen Yan that I should go there for when the Russian and the Ukraine war started. So at the first time I dropped the car with a volunteer, with a member in Syria, and then I dropped the car with him to go to Poland. And I also have to appreciate one of the international students from Taiwan, Wei Chen, who did a lot of things there. And also, at the beginning when I went there, and I stayed and I worked with the students, I did still need to do a lot of communication with them because students are so young and we have our principles of Tzu spirits. So we need to talk to each other, communicate to each other at the beginning. But after a while, then we can do a lot of relief distribution there. And we also did a lot. We also worked with another NGO. Even though we have different religions, they gave us a lot of power there. We start the relief distribution at Lublin. Actually, the Europe was so, the land of Europe is so huge, but the people, volunteers, Tzu volunteers there are very few. But we work so hard and we have only got, we have one, we do it for one heart and we work together. And also we had a lot of support from Taiwan, for example, from the masters of Qingsen, and also from the main faculties of our Tzu Jingsi Hall. And I was so proud of being Taiwanese and being a member of Tzu Association because I worked with other organizations there. The spirits of Tzu was very valuable because I think our spirit there, our principle there, our principle, and I believe, I think we're the most great organization, in my opinion. I always introduce myself as a member of Tzu Association, and I'm a member and a member of, I have a religion of Buddhism. I gave not only for the money. If I gave the money back, I gave them, like for example, 22,000 money card, and I can do it like distribute the money card very quickly. But actually, I brought my love is can last forever. So I walk there. When I walk at that time, and then when I walk there, I always feel very proud of myself. And I can stay straight and then be very proud of myself. And I think, when in my opinion, other NGO, all the members from NGO, I also, they, for example, we did it. Not only gave them the materials or the money, but also we gave them a hug and the love. And the refugees from Poland are women and children. They were very scared, feel very unsafe because they were so afraid of getting a phone call from their home country. Maybe they'll get a phone call and then told them that their husband died at the war. And as you can see on the video, I was I'm already 60 years old, and other volunteers some of them are like 70 years old. But you can see I also dance with them. And last time, I got my knees got hurt, and I bear to walk at that time. But now I can walk. So you know that it's really, we really put a lot of efforts there. And also right now, we still a lot of volunteers doing a lot of distribution there, and we gave. We're doing 3 times relief distributions, 3 times every month right now for the elderly. We did that because we saw that all the old people there, they don't have enough support there. So we visit and we investigate the list and investigate who needs help. So we provide the materials and then need the goods they need right now to let them feel they can be safe, and then they can stay there. And also, I was very grateful that a lot of volunteers came out from Poland locally. For example, right now, one of the volunteers, Sister Shuwei, she was a volunteer. She was a member of faculty of Da'ai TV, and her husband, who was a Polish, and some of the other, like, for example, Anastasia and other brothers and sisters, the local volunteers there. And I'm almost 60 and 70 years old, and when the first time I bought so many goods there, and the huge money credit cards there, and the government at the beginning thinks that maybe it's not true, and we might doing something illegal. And right now, the government and the government and the mayor of the city said that they agreed what we and identified what we've done there. And he was very appreciate. We not only gave the people what they need, but also encourage them to also give feedback, and then put some maybe small monies into the bamboo bank or something. And there were still a lot of challenges there, but we will we solve all the difficulties, and then we try to conquer all the difficulty, the challenges there. And as you can see on the videos, the mothers brought their daughters and sons. They came to Portland, and I was so touched by the stories happened in the Little Prince Hospice for Children in Lublin. Those children were unable to walk, or were lying on the bed. They cannot talk. They even don't have the clear conscience, but the mothers didn't give them up. They brought their children to Poland, and the hospital also was very generous. So they gave them the beds in their hospital, and then provide the caring for the children and then the women there. So we brought and we invited the medical students and also some other youngsters in Portland, and then to go to the hospital and to care all the children there and make them understand why those children were given, or the medical staff give up all the children, all the sick children. And right now, all the medical students in Portland now, they are still go to the hospital and caring all the sick children there. And all the medical students are very kind and very kind youngsters. And actually there was one student who graduated from Tzu University. So they connect and invite all his friends there, and then gathering the youngsters there. As you can see on the video right now, those children were not born by them. They adopted some of the children, and most of the adopted children were sick. And those children needs a lot of care, and so we provide the money card for them. And the international students there, they gather around. They start to visit them and care what they need right now. At the Lublin, we were doing the relief distribution for the elderly. If they were sick, the elderly were sick, they cannot come to the distributing site. So we will go to their house and visit them. There are so many stories, and there during the 180 days at Portland, and as you can see, I'm already going to be 70, and I'm 60 years old, going to be 70. I have the opportunities to care for the refugees. It makes me feel that I was so lucky. And even though my husband, brother Fan, passed away 2 years ago, I believe if my husband were still alive, this time I can do it more. I can do this job more better. But now I still feel very lucky that my husband stayed with me for 10 more years after he got sick. But all the women I've met in Poland who were coming from Ukraine, they might just got a phone call and suddenly, and then tell them that their husband will die. I met the youngsters there. Some of the youngsters, they, for example, now my daughter was also sometimes is also will have some fight with me right now. But when I saw the children in Ukraine, from Ukraine in the Little Princess Hospital, when I saw those children, and then I think of my daughter, I feel so lucky because my daughter is still is healthy and safe, and she can have some fight, and she can have some squabble with me, and I feel very blessed. And I will keep learning and staying with the Master Zhen Yan, and I'll do my best to the end of my life. When I thought Master Zhen Yan have taught me that we need to help the world, and as you can see on the photo, at the middle, in the middle, she's my daughter. She's very young, got be certified as a commissioner. Right now, because of right now, she was very she was very she has some sometimes right now she has some fight with me because of her love relationship, but I still feel very blessed that I got this beautiful daughter. When I went there in Ukraine and in Berlin, and I really feel very blessed. And thank you for all the brothers and sisters. And today, actually, I got so many things I want to share. It was too many. And hope that next time I can share with you some other days in the nearly future. Well, thank you. Let's show her PowerPoint. Just like Sister Shuwei, what she said that all the volunteers from Berlin, they came to Taiwan, and I've met Brother Fan. He loved to sing the song, Tzu Ji song, the beautiful. As you can see, the PowerPoint. Actually, Sister Shuwei, she can share the earthquake relief in Italy in 2012, and also the refugee relief from maybe like in the refugee relief in Republic of Serbia and in Bosnia. She can share the stories maybe for 3 days. And right now, the Borderland needs someone to go there and doing the relief work, the compassionate work. And Master Zhen Yan called her, and she was I can tell she was very proud of herself being a volunteer, a Tzu Chi volunteer. Each photos on the PowerPoint had a beautiful story. As you can see, she was holding 3 children. I believe she can talk a lot of stories from that photo, and what the pictures. She went to the Little Princess Hospital. and also you can see her beautiful daughter. And I believe she was very happy to have these children. The sister Shu Jing shared her feedback with us. You are a valuable Tzu Chi volunteer. I'll give you my encouragement. And I think your daughter just has her own opinion right now. And Sister Ryan also shared a lot of her positive feedback for Tzu Chi, for Sister Shuwei. And also one of the Tzu Chi volunteers shared that you're putting a two-person effort. And also Master Chen Yan gave you a small words, but you did a great job there. And under the words, and we can see all the volunteers what they've done. Even though the words were very scary, but all the volunteers calm everyone's mind there. And thank you all the feedback from online, the members online. And I hope that you can share all your feedback there. And thank you, Sister Shuwei. Thank you. Come to online study group and share all the stories from Ukraine. And I'd like to share one more thing. Brother Fan, when he was in the intensive care unit, he didn't talk to me where I hide my money, and he only told me that if you got any difficulties when you are going to do the Tzu Chi work, I'll write down some strategies or tips to you. So the Master Chen Yan told me that Master Chen Yan, he told me that if Master Chen Yan, if Master Chen Yan give you the left hand, then I'll give you the right hand. So I share this story to you. He was so caring. He was so caring when he at the end of his life. And in the end of his life, so he want to wrote me some tips or strategies to doing this, when the strategies to do doing the Tzu Chi volunteer. And Tzu Chi, and I'm 64 years old now. I don't know how much time my life can how much time I have right now for my life, and I also do the health check when I come back this time, and I want to know if there is any problems in my life, in my body right now, and I hope I can do more things and do more work in Tzu Chi. And right now we are going to do the exercise. Let's work our body and do the exercise with our volunteers.
早就应该放下。其实咱拢知影，
妈妈跟着走哦。
只是人在江湖，安怎讲煞就煞。
接下来是数字哦，你很棒哦，这样子来。诸事平安，缩小自己，你就胜利了。哎，手要伸展出去哦。
既然心败有数，何必计较输赢？
小妞妞，好，hold住，大连星。
大连星，拼前途，滚滚风尘随英雄。下代时，翻头看，纷纷扰扰，将随风。
7，OK， 小白兔，小猫咪。
100年，100年后，分分了了，从随风。
hold 住哦，好，接下来我们换不一样的，比6，这比5，往上延伸，对。好，接数字哦，跨头，你很棒，诸事平安，缩小自己，耶！哎，我们手要伸展出去。
既然心败有数，何必计较输赢
？hold 住，大连星。
拼前途，滚滚风尘随英雄。下代时，翻头看，纷纷扰扰。
对，妈妈，希望给他转来啊。7，门岗山 ，OK。小白兔，小猫咪。7。注意哦，门岗山，画水天堂，100年。好，大家吸气，吸进去，感恩健康之气，吸而等。第二步，敬会仰天长啸9声，江山有梦，迈着民邦，脚踏实地。好，感恩大家。接下来呢，为大家带来的这一首歌呢，就是《先变身》。哎，好，大家一起来哦。对，很棒啊！餐餐如素，身心健康，安心睡，快乐吃，欢喜笑，健康做。
80少年数来宝，手脚并用脑体操。你丢我捡难不倒，化废为宝功一角，街头巷尾人人好。
实际战。 健康、活力、幸福、美满。向两边呢？慈济站。哎，好，要活就要动，换边。换，常照手牵手，心安自在，慈济站。转动爱，心中有爱，人见人爱，毫无障碍。你好棒，他好棒，我好棒，大家都好棒，美云更棒。
80少年数来宝，手脚并用脑体操。你丢我捡难不倒，化废为宝功一巧，街头巷尾人
校长一起来吧，慈济站。
慈济999，慈济999，慈济999，
健康、
就是康
提前、活力、幸福、美满。共派在前，社区关怀不落后，妙事连连，妙连篇。慈济站，慈济999，慈济999，慈济999，慈济999。好，老当益壮，盛情换边，百儿之功杀下换，常照手牵手，心安自在，快乐活。慈济999，转动爱。心中有爱，人见人爱，越看越可爱。你好棒，他好棒，我好棒，校长更棒，耶！慈济999，常照平安健康，一把照。平安健康的人请坐下。好，非常的感恩哈。
Well, thank you very much for the exercise team there. Okay. And we really need to do some more exercise to relax ourselves, right? And in Kaohsiung, every volunteer is busy with sutra adoption, and they are doing the rehearsals like day and night. But we still have them today here with us. This is wonderful. And we have a message from Japan saying this is a wonderful sharing about a lady that shares her love in Poland. And we really truly feel this, right? And we can really just like relieve people's suffering and pain, right? From Tzu Chi volunteers, right? And we also have a message from Yunnan, okay, saying something good here. And this is Xu Xiaoming from Zhaotong, Yunnan, saying that Shuwei shares kind of touching stories in Poland, and this is wonderful. And today we are having our a wonderful presentation. And sorry, I have to pass all the positive feedbacks because we are kind of delaying, right? And let's go ahead, and we will have Wang Benrong today, okay? And actually, because of pandemic, and Wang Benrong actually is in Hualien right now, and we dare not to expect that he can just come over to Kaohsiung here today. But we are so lucky that Wang Benrong and the CEO of Education Mission is coming to Kaohsiung, and his wife too. Okay, and so we are having Wang Benrong and his wife today in Kaohsiung, and today he is talking about a lot of good ideas about vegetarianism adoption, and he really just divided the idea within 32 wonderful short stories, right? And we have our graphic designing team that do a good job on the posters about the Wang Benrong's stories and the presentation today. And after, presenters just give us the topic for the session, and we can just do our like a designing now. Okay, and Wang Benrong is wonderful, at speaking and sharing stories, and he is in his like a humorous way, telling us kind of a serious stories in a funny way, and we feel really interested, and this is just fun as well. And the pandemic, like a COVID-19, now is a warning for us today that really like us to just be careful, and because it is kind of a closure in the world, and the wonderful enough is that after this closure of the lockdown of the pandemic, I can finally come back here, and of course, right, this is a kind of great opportunity to show up here, and this is kind of a great honor for me, right? Okay. And one more example is that is it possible for you to make breakfast for Master Zheng Yan? And let's take a look at the videos today. Well, there's something wrong here, but I play you the other video. And this video says that if you want to get rid of Parkinson's and some dementia, and it is important to adopt vegetarianism because of the alpha, like synuclein, the imbalance of it, and the prevalent virus will just decrease, and it will cause the dementia to the elder people here. And I really appreciate the videos that were produced from Dai TV, right? And we can also just learn something that intestine is important because it influences our endocrine and the metabolism, and they are kind of a mutual influences toward what we eat. Well, and I will just send all the videos that I want to play, which I don't mean to play. Okay, and intestine is important, and how important is it? And that's really be grateful to like Wang Benrong, because he's already busy enough. But whenever we need him, then he will be always here for us, right? And this video is going to show you how we just do our like environmental protection here. And it is very important that we combine environmental like a protection and education, and this is really important, right? Okay, and why is this important? Because we want our children to understand it as well. So very grateful that we have Wang Benrong here today, and this is a very interesting book. And today, I'm going to introduce you one more time about what a wonderful book, right? And this is a book that talks about the health and the intestine. And doctors will just, have something in the back, okay? And this is a kind of a BMI, which is kind of a brain and our like a microtopia. And this is a book that indicates, in a comic way about how health is important for us, right? Okay. And when I heard this like idea, so I just give the illustration in no time, and I really admire Wang Benrong's like ideas and kind of imagination. And the writer Wang Benrong wants his readers to know very well about how intestine can just influence your health, right? And vegetarianism, of course, is a wonderful example. And the illustrator is just like the granddaughter that gives kind of interesting and like the funny ideas about what Wang Benrong is trying to convey. Well, here today, and Wang Benrong is not here to just demonstrate what he is doing with his book, right? But, okay, please hold this book still. And let me show you how good this book is, right? And this book is BMI, brain, microbiota, and intestine. He is so knowledgeable, and he uses a lot of good examples. Reading this book, and you will learn so much. And compared to this book, BMI, brain, microbiota, intestine, and we also enjoy a lot of illustration, and we can be relaxed here, right? Okay. And it's just like the illustrator in the film says that Wang Benrong really uses very, very perfectly on his rhetorics and writings, and he explained the difficult knowledge into kind of funny way. And we can really understand it, what he is trying to tell us, right? Okay, right. And he combines wonderfully in like a vegetarianism and how the intestine can work for this. Okay, and I think even like pupils, like elementary students, can also really learn something, okay, from his book, right? Okay, and Wang Benrong really use a lot of it, like humanist, I mean, like a humorous ways, and it explain everything, okay, in a really, really kind of fun way. And the people like me, like pupils, can really easily understand, right? Okay, and he conveys a lot of wonderful ideas. And today, let's go ahead to like Wang Benrong's wife, and she's beautiful, and she's always with him, right? Like me, it's never my like style that I cannot be that graceful, right? Okay, so today we will have Wang Benrong's wife, right? And let me tell you this, and she's also a teacher of our tea ceremony of Ciji, right? Okay, and they're in Tainan yesterday. So talk about your schedule, like how fully tied up you are, and talk about this, right? Okay. And he was in Thailand yesterday, and later he is going to Hualien, and he could choose, to share his presentation online, but fortunately he's here, right? So let's show our gratitude toward like Wang Benrong and his wife, please. And you can begin your sharing. Okay.
可以前面一点，往前走没关系。诉说心语32分明。
Okay, and today his topic is ideas about vegetarianism adoption within 32 short stories. Right. I'm sorry, I forgot to wear my glasses, so I just can't see very clearly about my PowerPoint. But that's okay. Teacher Meiyun is showing you the PowerPoint files through my computer. Okay, so we can begin now. Okay, Venerable Master Zheng Yan and the masters from the abode and all the volunteers online, good day. And actually, every time when I come over to Kaohsiung, I always feel your passion here. And I also listen to like a Shuwei's like a wonderful assurance, right? And she shares not only a lot of touching stories, and we know that she is really, really brave, right? She's not a fear of anything. And let's go back here. And today, I'm gonna be sharing with you, my presentation, because Mr. Zheng Yan is trying her best to promote vegetarianism, and therefore I share with you today about my ideas about vegetarian, and I put them into 32 short stories, right? Okay. Okay. What is very important is our intestine, because whatever we eat will be decomposed through our intestine. And let's talk about just the idea that was presented just now about kind of a micro bees, right? Okay, and all the tiny beings will cause the world to just close their borders, and of course we therefore have to close our mouths and be careful about what we eat. I finished this book within 2 months because this is super important, right? And why I could just finish it so fast because Master Zheng Yuan reminds me, all the time, right? Okay, I don't have much time, but I still have to, do my best, right? And today, intestine tract is not only in charge of digestion and observation, and we know that it has like so much, we saw so many neurons, right? And actually, this is our second brain because of all the neurons, right? And 95% of the like neurons were within our like intestines, right? And we will just know that the intestine will just detect all the food information through it, right? And it is the biggest sense organ, and it is the biggest organ for like an endocrine and the immune system. And it can take care of over 20 kinds of like endocrines, right? Okay, and we are all the people that rely very much on intestine, right? And we have like hundreds of trillions like gut bacteria, and it will just create a gut flora. Okay, and the gut flora is 10 times of our like cells within our human body, and all the gut flora contains like over like 70 billion like genes, right? And which is named like a human gut microbiota. And it is like 350 times than our human genes, right? Therefore, compared to all the like a gut flora, we know that we are just minority, right? Okay, right. And the genetic arrangement and between human gene and the intestinal gene are just 99.9% the same, right? Okay, and the intestinal tract can just offer the nutrients to all other viruses there inside our body, and we have to really know a lot about this. So we say that virus inside our intestine coexist very well with our human body. So again, I say that we are what you eat, right? Okay, and within the intestine, okay, and we have like symbiotic bacteria which just coexist with us, right? And they are the good bacteria, right? But we also have like a malignant bacteria, and they will just cause diseases to our human body. And just now, okay, let me give you an idea about like a gut-brain axis, right? Okay, now we have a brain, and we have an intestinal tract, and we have a gut flora, and we have like human gut microbiota, and they always interact every single moment, right, to help digestion in our intestinal tract, and it will control the desire of eating and the limbic system, and it influences our thinking, behavior, emotions, and all the mental thinking, right? Okay, so you see how intestine is important, right? Okay, and when we face this meiosis, and it will cause like a leaky gut syndrome, like enteritis, obesity, and the cardiovascular disease, right? And a lot of allergic diseases as well. And of course, it will cause depression and psychosis, right? Okay, so intestine is important, right? And it influences also our emotions, right? So it after the influences, and the negative feeling will be sent back to our brain, and the brain will also send like a negative messages to our intestine, which will cause a vicious cycle. So it is kind of a bad thing for us, right? Okay, and if we eat too much like a fat into our intestine, and we had a bacteria named the gram-negative bacteria, and it will just increase in number, and it will produce LPS, which means lipopolysaccharide, and it will just get into our blood, and it will activate the cytokine and sending messages to all the organs, and it will just cause like a low-level inflammation, and such inflammation is related to obesity, diabetes, and a lot of like diseases like your brain degeneration. So if we can just reduce the intake of fat, and how good it is, you will know, right? Okay, and so if we got some problems within our brain, and we can just find some treatment through our intestine. Amazing, right? Okay, and within some journals named like a Cell in the Nature, we realize that a lot of diseases like the neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's, dementia, and like multiple sclerosis, and they will just stimulate our intestine and cause changes in our bacteria in our intestine, and it will just cause a lot of disease. And it means that what we eat will just shape what we are. And if we eat bad things, bad food, and it will leave a lot of like brain disease or some kind of degenerative diseases to us, right? Okay. And if we can just intake like a high fiber, like vegetables and like fruits, right? And it will cause a good balance between our like intestines, right? So like for patients like Parkinson's, right? And it is that, okay, they have reduced in number of their Prevotella, okay, and they are the good bacteria, right? Okay, and it therefore will cause a lot of like imbalance in our intestine and cause a lot of disease, as I said, like Parkinson's and dementia, right? Okay. And intake of green look food is of course better than red, right? However, people now prefer like a red meat, right? And it will cause inflammation to our intestine. And unfortunately, we eat like a Western, like a dietary habits, in a dietary habit, in like American styles or European styles, which means we eat too much food. Too much meat, and we intake a lot of food like that are high in like salt or like a sugar, and they will just cause three highs, which are like a high blood lipid, high blood glucose, and high blood pressure, and they will cause like a arterial sclerosis or stroke something. Okay, and most seriously, and they will just lead a myocardial infarction. And if we intake too much meat, which contains too much like a carnitine and the choline, and your intestine will just decompose them into TMA, and the TMA will just be turned into TMAO, which will just be a very, very big like threaten to our health, right? And they will cause like a vascular sclerosis or thrombus, or like a barrier on blood streams, or even worse, coronary syndrome. So if you adopt a vegetarianism, and it will help in your health by reducing the TMAO in like production. And aside from vegetarianism, and if we can just exercise more, and we can just have a good effect, like the reduction of a vascular like a sclerosis, right? And out of 3 people may die from cancer. And what cancer? It is like a colorectal cancer. right? And so colorectal cancer is the #1 like a malignant tumor that kill Taiwanese people. And why is it happening? Because we eat too much red meat, right? Okay, and if we can just eat more vegetables and fruits, right, and it will produce like a tumor suppressor gene, and if we do so, and we also will have more like a high fiber, and they will produce like a vitamin A, C, E, and the folic acid, and they will just have like an like an oxidizing effect, and it reduces the chance of a gastrointestinal cancer. And other like diseases like uterine cancer, okay, and ovarian cancer will be also cured from like just eating vegetables and fruits, right? Okay, so if we want to live longer and healthier, and let's reduce the intake of salt and sugar and oil, and it's better that we can eat grain and root vegetables, and we can have more water, do more exercise, and have a good sleep, of course, right? And Master Zheng Yan says that we can just eat vegetarian diets, like 80% full, and we use 20% of the rest and help people who are in need, right? Okay, and right now modern people are also faced with a problem that is like overweight, right? However, we have a lot of people, okay, who are in like a starvation, right? Okay, so I put it into 2 and 8 means that we can save the 20% to help people, and this is a kind of a good balance, right? Okay, and in Tzu Chi, we have a vegetarian study group, and we also, do a survey internationally, and it says that if we adopt vegetarianism, it can reduce like a depression, like a stroke, cataract, or diabetes, and gallstone, fatty liver, and the urinary tract infection. So how wonderful it is, right? If you take a vegetarian diet, right? Okay, and of course, also we have some good universities like University Bergen in Norway, and it also says that over like 200 years, right? And people die mostly because of what they eat, right? And I would say that the earlier that people adopt vegetarianism, okay, the longer they can live, right? And if we begin vegetarian diets when we are 20, and we can live 10 years longer. And in Japan, we have a university, Tsukuba. They also do a research for over 20 years saying that dietary fiber can greatly reduce the chance of dementia. And this is a kind of a good like a result if we take like a plant-based food, right? Okay, and I think everybody want to be beautiful and handsome, right? And if we are on the way of aging, and it is all because of a free radical, and free radical is a kind of terrorist, right? Okay, and it activates a lot of like a chain reaction that harms our cells in our body. And fruits and vegetables are our natural antioxidants. And because all the cells has like mitochondrions inside our cells, right? Okay, and if we have a mitochondrion and it is against the free radical, so we are like kind of a younger, right? We look younger by taking vegetarian diets, right? Okay, and through evolution points of view, and we will know that okay, our teeth, okay, the structure of our teeth, which looks smaller, right? Okay, and we also have a stomach which is like a comparatively like a smaller, right? Okay, and we have less acidic like a gastric acid, right? And all the evidence shows that we are really kind of a natural like a vegetarians, right? Okay, and because all the structures are better in like decompose all the like a dietary fibers, right? Not meat. Okay.
The human beings of our the acid in our gas in our intestines are not very acid, so it's very hard for us to dissolve the meat that we intake. So our mouth is like a bloody and ferocious mouth, wide open like a sacrificial bowl to intake the animal body. And if we want to purify our mind, we need to purify our body, and by intaking vegetarian food. And we could also, by taking a vegetarian diet, we could reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, and we could also reduce the water usage in the whole world. And we human beings has kept on disturbing the habitat of all the animals, and we eat everything that we see, so that the virus has continues mutating and recombination and through the replication. So that's why we have this pandemic for the past 3 years, and is masking up the whole world. So Messenger says that the best remedy of for the pandemic is to become vegetarian. To reduce the killing karma, we could reduce the possibility of pandemic and war and famine. And to become vegetarian is to appreciate all the living beings, and also presenting your wisdom, and also abstain from excessive desire. So we have all the 3 virtues to come to the achievement level. And Master Chen Yan says that we need to have the courage to encourage people to take vegetarian diet, because if more people are converting themselves into a vegetarian diet, they could affect the policies that the government make, so that the environment will change. And the last one is that the virtues and the merit is the merit is that we are able to see the true self, and the virtues is the equanimity. So if we could treat each other like ourselves, and so we are able to see the equilibrium in the whole world. And thank you, and all of us, we hope that we will be able to, all of us will be able to have a life that with no regret and no blindness. Hello, is your wife going to come up with on the stage? No. And if you come to the Kaohsiung Jinsu, you'll be able to see today. You'll be able to receive the book written by CEO Wang Benrong. Wang Benrong, CEO, he represented the intestine tract health by making analogies to the kung fu world that they the kung fu masters that they compete with each other with their kung fu. It's like the analogy to the bacteria in our intestine tract, that all kinds of good bacteria and bad bacteria, they are competing with each other. If we could reach the balance between good bacteria and bad bacteria, then we would, if we could reach the balance, then we could achieve the healthy condition in our intestine tract. But our CEO, he is such a professor that who is full of knowledge of universe and the medicine, and also the listening to his sharing is making me feel like I don't know much, and he is so knowledgeable, and he opening our eyes, and it's listening to CEO's sharing is more beneficial than reading books of 10 years. And thank you for the sharing from Canada, Guanxinling. And when I read the first book from CEO Wang Benrong, I was very impressed because he knows his book is just like his book is very it's just like a report and in the medical field, but he also have in his book, he also have other information from Buddhism and also a lot of other fields that he all combine all his knowledge together in this book. It's really, really hard that he always talk in with such profound sentences. Sometimes it's very hard for us to understand what he's talking about, but we could all learn so much, and it's really very impressive. If there's a sharing that if you have a light a day, you need to use the light to study, and if you have something to eat, you need to share with others every day. And so it's very touching and impressive to listen to the sharing from CEO. And thank you. I hope that I wish that all of us we have a meaningful life without regrets and without blindness, and hope that I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and thank you for all the bodhisattvas and Buddhas, and thank you the heaven and the earth.
Okay, here are the books. This is the book about the spirit of great love. I hope all of you can read the book. That is a pretty good book. So it tells us that why do we have to be the vegetarian and how good to be a vegetarian. And there are many books in our bookstore, and that is the calendar designed by the rabbit, and 100% rice And the cookies, Qingsen cookies with a new red tea flavor. This is a detergent powder and cleaner, and they are definitely a great tool for the end of year cleaning. And they are also in a good price.
那个5毛钱当然就是有一点点的需要去做处理，用各种清洁剂都没办法，结果只用净好洗放下去。
Okay, the detergents made by Qingsen board that it's very good and is very good for environment. And the soybean powder. And this is very good for the breakfast. And our herbal tea, Qingsen herbal tea products. And next week we're gonna have Malaysia brother Zhang Zhihao, and he's gonna share with us the 21 days health challenge. And Sister Yuan Huilin will guide reading, and we will call out to Mongolia. And Sister Chen Yuzhen, she was gonna share how she changed from a shy and timid person to a professional, active host on the stage. So I like to be with you because you have the positive energy. So, okay. So thank you very much and join us today. Have a good day. See you next time. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.